I'm planning on making a composting toilet and a shower outside. It's got a great view down there, so I want to leave the shower as open as possible. There's not masses of space. We've got a tree here and a tree here, but I want to leave all those. I definitely don't want to cut anything down. So this would be the composting toilet, and then this bit I think I'll leave open, but I'll have a covered roof over it. That is the plan. Right, that's all the holes dug. If you're wondering how I managed to get this all laid out in a perfect square, I used the Pythagoras thing. I didn't bother with the square root or any of that stuff. All I remember with that one is 3, 4, 5. So you measure down here 3, down there 4, and then if you can measure 5 from there, that means that this is a perfect right angle. So if it's sort of not quite right, you have to bring one or the other side in to get a perfect right angle. And then once you've got that, it's quite easy to just measure off that, and everything else then goes into a square.
Love you, bye.
My first thought was, you just make a whole rectangle and then the shower is also off the floor and you'd be on a deck. But then I thought those decking boards or any kind of wooden boards, when they get wet and then they don't dry, could get a bit slippery. So I've decided to go down to floor level here, down to ground level, and I'll put in some stones or something like that, which will just stop any chance of slipperiness. That's the idea. This will be roofed as well, so the roof will go all across the whole lot. There'll be a wall around here, and this end section I'm going to leave open. I'll show you why. It's tricky to see because the sun's just rising now and we're shooting straight into it, but over there is the water, and the view through the trees is really nice, so I don't want a wall on any of this section here, which is a little bit tricky because obviously the walls typically support the roof. But what I think I'm going to do is put a post here, and then this whole section would be left open, and that means when you've got a shower, I mean, you've got total privacy, no one can see you in here, so it's a really good spot for a kind of outdoor shower. For the roof, I'm going to use that Perspex, you know, see-through plastic stuff. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is when you look up here, you've got this beautiful view of all the trees, which will look very cool when you're in the shower. And the other reason is it means that I don't have to put electricity in here for lighting. There'll be enough light, obviously, in the day, and then at night time I can just use one of those solar lights and put that up inside. You know, when I was setting out these posts, I started to realize that my accuracy wasn't that great. And a small error in the beginning, it compounds later and you just end up with problems. So I really wanted to get this exact. So I ended up going on YouTube and watching a few videos because I think the problem I had was just my ability to use a string line. I won't bore you with all the details, but there were basically, instead of tying knots and just generally making a mess, you know, the right way to do this is just by using a few really simple tricks that all rely on friction, not knots. I'll just show you one of them, right? So it's called a fiddle string. All you do, wrap it around 5 times like that, put it on a nail, and then you just take the tension up. So you just pull that in, pull it tight, and then once you've got it tight, you just pull it back in itself. And that's it, line's done. And when you come to release it, you just pull on the other line, takes the tension off. So simple. And there were things like that. There were about 3 different sort of tricks, and that made all the difference. And now these posts are actually in really accurately for the first time for me. This is a really basic model I just knocked together in SketchUp. It's just a lot easier for me to work to something rather than just off the top of my head. You've got 2 rooms, so there'll be a walling off this area here. That's where the composting toilet will be. And then this area, I want to keep all of this open. This wall here is not load bearing, so there's no problem in removing this section. This, however, is load bearing because it will be holding all of the roof rafters. So if I want to take this out, I'm going to have to use some sort of beam and run it down here. I was thinking of putting the post here and just using this as an overhang. You can generally overhang 1/3, but I don't think there's that much to be gained doing that, so I think I'll end up putting this post right on the corner where it's meant to be. Whoa, awesome. I bought this saw used the other day. Wasn't working particularly well, and then I put a new blade in it, and my God, what a difference. It works so well. I've been using these nails just to keep the spacing consistent between these, but this one here is bowed out quite a lot, so it's tight at each end, so that's fine. It's just in the middle here, there's loads of space, so I'm going to try and pull it in with this clamp if I can. Just need something to clamp to, so hopefully this nail will be enough just to bring it in a bit. Cool, there we go, that's about right. Just whack a few screws in whilst that's there. I'm a fairly future-focused person, I think. I've usually hardly finished one project before I'm on to the next one. But right now, I'm really just enjoying sitting on this floor. We actually don't have any outdoor seating at all, so just have something dry off the ground to sit here and enjoy the view is pretty special, even without roofs or a wall. Just make a quick coffee, and then I'll show you my window collection. It's pretty cool. A mate of mine, he bought this house, and then he replaced all the windows in it, put double glazed windows in, and yeah, all the rest of them, they're sort of worthless windows, you know, once they've come out, because they're all cut to size for a house. Once they've come out of the house, you know, they don't fit other people's houses, especially not when they're unusual shapes, and these ones generally are unusual shapes. So he asked if I wanted them, and I thought, well, I might as well. The amount of projects I've got going on around here, I'm always going to need a few windows, so since they were free, I got all of them. So I've got quite a big collection, so all I need to do is just go over to the container and choose ones that are going to fit into the toilet. So I just need a window that's going to go on that end wall there. On the left, we're going to have the shower, so I don't really need a window there. Definitely don't want one there. So yeah, just one on the end will do. I mean, the roof's clear anyway, so even having one's probably not necessary, but I just like the idea of it. Right, let's go check out the windows anyway. Several of these windows would be a really good fit. This is a good one, perfect size. It's one of the, I don't know if you can see it on the camera very well, but it's got leaves over it, so it is actually a bathroom window, you know, one of those ones that you can't sort of see through that well, kind of opaque. Or there's a similar size one that's clear. Not sure really. I mean, this makes more sense, but I quite like the idea of just completely clear, because it's totally private there. You're just looking out onto the bush, so I don't know, maybe the clear would be a bit cooler. What do you think? Can't decide. Maybe I'll wait for Kelly to get home and she can have a look. Well, looks like we got rained off. Oh well, hopefully next week I'll get the walls on and maybe the roof up as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you then.